Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So the question for today is, what is the most effective program that you can follow for yourself? And then the answer is actually very simple. The most effective program that you can follow for yourself is the one that you can do consistently. So in my case, I have to define, or I have to find a very simple situation or scenario where I can follow a consistent program. Because if you look at it this way, let's just say in my case, when was the very first time I knew that push-up was an exercise? Let's just say that could be like, let's just put it 20 years ago. 20 years ago, let's say that I have come to learn that push-up was an exercise. And then just imagine if for the last 20 years, I have been doing push-up exercises, maybe just 5 or 10 times a day, every day, because I know that it's an exercise, and then I assume that it's a good exercise for me, and then I do it consistently. Then imagine how strong could I have gotten to this date if I have been doing push-ups for 20 years every day. It could be like a normal like handstand push-up right now. I don't know how strong would I have ended up with at this very moment. So that is always like a reflection that I have come in mind, or like some sort of regret, like why did I stop? And then there's a variety of reasons why you stop exercising. And then for me, regardless what that reason is, there will be many reasons. You could have different reasons, but I am trying to go to a point, or I'm trying to narrow down the point where what can make my exercise program consistent. And then in my case right now is it has to be very short. The shortest exercise program that will be effective enough for me to progress, that at this very moment, that in my own opinion right now, it might change in a couple of years or in a couple of months, but the most important criteria for me to do my program consistently is it has to be very short. That's number one. And then of course it has to be effective. The effectivity of the exercise or the effectivity of the program will be coming in second from the shortness of it. Because if it's effective, but if it's too long, then I may not be consistent, then I will not be reaping the benefit of its effectivity. I used to do exercises before for like 3-4 hours for my program, and then my coach gives me a set of exercises where I have to commit minimum 2 hours a day of exercising. So, which was very effective in that time, and then I was very motivated to follow because I respected the coach, and then I really like to become like him. But then there comes a point where life happens, things change, and then I couldn't be as committed as before. And then now, from at this point, my solution is it has to be very short, and then I will just do whatever I can in terms of the program. So as you can see right now, I'm just doing upper body training. I'm not very greedy on grabbing everything else. Literally, I'm doing only upper body training right now for the past 5 weeks, and then maybe I will insert a little bit more, but I will still keep it short just to make sure that I will be consistent. And I'm hoping that I will be consistent from now onwards all throughout until, until the day that I'm finished. So that's literally the simplest word or the simplest criteria on how I can make my program effective is I have to be consistent. Otherwise, even if it is the most effective program, but if you are not consistent with it, it's not gonna give you any benefit in the long run. So, okay, enough for the talking, because I have to make my exercise short. And so as this video right now, I will get started. have these pieces of wood here. The last session I was placing my feet there, which was a little bit too hard for the pike push-up. I'll try this one. I haven't tried this one earlier, so hopefully it's not gonna slip. Okay, I think that's good enough. That's it. Feel it on my shoulders.
Changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and I won't look back.
All right, I think this piece of elevation for me is just good enough to progress from my previous level. It's just nice. I can feel it in my shoulders. If I'm gonna intensify it a little bit more, I think I might feel a little bit of like straining kind of feeling in my shoulders, which I am very careful with that. So I think that's good enough. Whew. I'm still getting breathless every now and then. So obviously, because of the short structure of my training program, I don't think my conditioning is improving that fast, but it doesn't matter. I know if you haven't watched the second assessment video, where I have progressed a lot from where I started, I'm happy with that. I don't want to push my luck on grabbing more progression. I'm sure it's gonna get a little bit better at some point. So I know that my conditioning is still not very good. In fact, my sensation after the second assessment a few days ago, which was last week, I was feeling vomitish after I switched off the camera. So that's how bad I was feeling in terms of like pushing myself to do maximum repetition of just like literally 1, 2, 3, 4 exercises. So, but that's the state of my conditioning right now, and then I will slowly progress it in a way where I will be feeling a little bit more fit. Okay, now for the next exercise.
I'm changing who I am, I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life and I won't look back ever again. You ain't see me activated, you better hope that you never never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new
I'm tired.
plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving. I'm changing my life, and I won't look back ever again. No fear, see clear, you deserve to be great. I know it feels like things get in your way. Push through those walls and the others will fall. Sit up, stand tall, you can get through it all. I need some energy, anxiety.
Last one.
I have a short memory, I don't really remember things. That's how I move on, that's how I stay strong. A new day's on, I'll keep moving right along. And I feel like the pain in the past, it needs to stay in the past. You gotta take off the gas. I wanna feel like I'm a new person. I wanna have clear vision and purpose. And I feel like the patient lasts. If you can move on past the things that make you bad, and you can change in your brain, I'm certain. I've done it before, and man, I'm not perfect. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back again.
All right. That's the second set of exercises done. Almost finished here. So just a little bit of a break, just catching my breath before my push-ups here. Clearly the intensity of the exercises have gotten harder because prior to this, on the third week of the program, I managed to do, I think, 40 push-ups on this level. But then last week, I can only manage 30, which means the exercises before the final set of the push-up was a lot harder, a little bit more demanding, definitely. So that's why I can only do 30 reps, but that's a good challenge that's a good indication that I'm progressing a little bit with the intensity, and then, but not too much. And then I will progress from here. So I am still within the boundary of, I am increasing the intensity, and then I will progress from there. Okay, so the last set.
I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. Yeah. You ain't see me activated. You better hope that you never see me agitated. I think about my actions, plan them out, evaluated. That's how I end up on the top, man, I'm calculated. My mind's a weapon, my body is the engine. I'm never second guessing, I just do what I was destined. Cause I feel I got the blessing, persistence and obsession. That's how you keep progressing, I already learned that lesson, yeah. I'm changing who I am. I'm making a new plan, rearranging my life, and I won't look back ever again. You can't stop what's moving. You can't stop what's moving.
Okay, I think that's enough. I can feel my chest almost cramping up now. All right, so that's it for the session today, guys. Hopefully you have learned something, but just remember, the only way to get the result of your program is just be consistent. If you're just consistent enough with your exercises, then you will really see progress along the way. Even as you can see, even with this very easy variation of exercises, and I'm just doing 6 to 10 minutes within the session, I still managed to progress like 50% or more in terms of how I tested my level. So it is very effective. Just be consistent, and then see you in the next training session. Bye for now.